Okay, so what did we really just do? Basically, in where the server is, the Amazon server, we said, hey, can you just like make a couple files in this server just to set it up for me so that way I can access it later. So here you can see that it's actually been set up and it's starting to run, which is pretty cool. So it's going, this instance lives there, which means a whole bunch of files have been made and they're set up there. However, this is the IP address. It's not static, which means that it can be constantly changing as to where it is. So we want to make sure that we have a static IP address. So in order to do that, we are going to go to networking here. So here you can just see that. And we're going to set that up. We're going to create a static IP address. That means that it is fixed, right? So it's kind of like, think about it, if this was a phone number, instead of you being like, oh, let me call from any any payphone, you're going to instead call from one number, and this one is set up with your website, and we're going to link that all up together and eventually, put our domain on it. So we need to first create a static IP address. So we're going to just make sure that we're in the networking tab and create static IP address. And we're going to select the instance. The instance is our WordPress instance here, and I'm just gonna make sure that everything is named together, so that way I know that it all belongs together, right? So I'm gonna name this IP. I'm gonna actually name it static IP. And it needs to be attached or else you'll start getting charged. So just create that. Bam, so this is the public status IP address. Now, if I were to go here, you can actually see that the website has been built. So let me just go here. It's gonna take a while just because you started, but there is my website. So this is actually, the instance that I set up, the WordPress instance on AWS servers, and this is it, right? Like, so we can see it here, and we can see, here we go. It says, how do I log this in? We could actually just log in right there, and that is technically your website. But here's the problem. I don't know what my login is. So actually, to log into any WordPress site, you just go WP admin, and for this one, we actually saw that the username is user, but we don't actually know how to do this. So you can see here, follow instructions to get your credentials, but I already know how, so we're going to do that next. So in order to log in, here we go, it's user, and we're gonna get our credentials next.